For the last couple months, we've been living in this self-converted Sprinter van with our 2 little girls, and we thought it was finally time to give you a proper tour.
Also, she might be for sale. More on that later, and we'll talk about what next adventures are awaiting us.
We bought a van!
A little over a year ago, we bought this 2014 Mercedes Sprinter 170 Extended and started the long process of converting it as a family. She now features a never-ending recirculating hot shower, an overbuilt electrical system designed for full-time off-grid living, a large kitchen, and a spacious design for a family of 4. This truly has been a family project from the beginning. The girls have loved learning about the electrical system, building cabinets, and installing plumbing.
That's crazy.
So first off, we're gonna start with one thing that we are the most proud of, and that is our recirculating shower. So how that works is there's a 5-gallon water tank underneath the drain, and you push a button to fill it up, and then what? I don't really understand the system. Brady?
Alright, so to be fair, it is a kind of a complicated system in how we built it. But basically, there's a 5-gallon tank underneath the shower. You fill that shower tank up from the clean water, and then when you turn the shower on, it pulls out of that separate tank through a series of filtration, 3 rounds of filtration, and then heats up, comes out, pours over you. Collects back in the drain and does it all over again, filtering the water every single time. So if there's any dirt or grime or soap, it filters that out, so you have clean water coming through. And then we designed a self-cleaning system to where you press a button and it circulates the other direction, cleaning the filter, so they're self-cleaning, and then injecting the water after you're done. So the main point is that with just 2 to 3 gallons of water, you can have a never-ending hot shower, essentially.
We have this nifty little door here that closes. Gives you some privacy while you're showering or while you're using the compost toilet, which is right over here, and one of the best additions to the van. You can use the bathroom while you're living in the van, and it doesn't even smell. The way that it works is there's 2 separate compartments. There's a compartment for the number 2s and there's a compartment for the number 1. You do your business. If you have to do number 2, you open this flap and do your business. Then you crank it down here.
You look very cozy in there. It's very
It's a little tight squeeze. Then when you're done, you usually spray some vinegar in there. I don't know where the bottle is right now, but that's what we do. And then you're good to go. One funny thing about this toilet though is that now, whenever we go to a regular toilet, Chloe forgets to flush.
Because this toilet doesn't flush.
It doesn't flush. If you are new around here, we are raising Voyagers. Heather, Brady, Alexa, and Chloe. We have spent the last few years traveling as a family all over the world, but 2020 grounded us a bit, and that's when we started converting this Sprinter van. Now that international travel is opening back up, we are very excited for our next season of adventures. Don't forget to subscribe as we release new videos every Sunday and Thursday. So the best thing about this van is that it really has been a family project.
1, 2, 3, airplane 1. Here's what I tell you. 1 airplane 1 and Daddy that hose.
We all built this van together. The girls were in on all of the action. And we had so much fun putting all of the pieces together for this home. So straight from the beginning, from cutting the windows to building the cabinets to installing the electrical.
Perfect! You're hired.
We're fired!
To doing the solar panels, the girls were a part of all of it.
What are you doing, Chloe?
Cleaning.
Don't get me wrong, Bradey really did all of the work on this van. He's had years of experience in construction and he learned from his dad, who's a custom home builder. Moving back into our kitchen area, we have an induction cooktop, which is awesome. We have a little mini fridge and lots of storage for our food. So it's important for us to have a really nice kitchen because we cook every meal in the van. So we love our deep stainless steel sink.
Cool, we have a sink.
We have a water filtration system here for drinking water, and
there's a really noisy frog in the background. Can you hear that?
And we have tons of countertop space for prepping food. It's a loud frog. Okay, moving into the couch and bedroom area, we have our newest addition, this amazing table. It swivels. You can use it to edit and eat and all of the things you need to do to get your work done or just to enjoy a game with the family or something like that. This couch converts to our bed and it's almost a king size, which is really nice and it's very comfortable.
Man, that frog just won't shut up.
The frog wants to come live in the van. Should we get a van frog? That's the question. So how this works is you pop this table off. We have 2 wooden supports for the bed and then we slide out these cushions and it makes one solid bed. Overall, it takes about 3 to 5 minutes to get the bed made, and one really great thing is that we made these cushions oversized so that there's no gaps in between. They squish together really nicely and it feels like one solid mattress. So we have spent a couple nights in a hotel here and there, and we found that we actually enjoyed sleeping on the bed in the van better than the hotel beds. And that's because we splurged on this latex foam mattress. It is really nice. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to my bed. This is where we keep all of our clothing and some miscellaneous items. We have one really large drawer on the bottom, a medium-sized drawer, and a small drawer. One big problem with driving your house around is that drawers will fly open while you're moving. So we've installed these nice locks that you click this button and you can open up the drawers and they lock back in place very nicely. So these drawers are very spacious. We can fit all of our clothes for all 4 of us full-time van living in these 2 drawers. So it's really important for us to have a very homey feel in the van. We didn't want it to feel like we were driving around a van. We wanted to feel like a house. So we did some special features, like we encased these windows with trim, which makes it feel really nice and homey. We used shiplap on the walls, which we love. And we've just tried to add some extra little decor to make it feel like a home. So we've also installed these electromagnetic locks on this side, which make it impossible to open unless the button is engaged or disengaged. Which way is it?
When the button is engaged, they're impossible to open.
When the button is engaged, they are impossible to open.
Very nice. But in all seriousness, this is a very important feature because as you drive, these drawers just fly open and you'll have silverware going everywhere. So instead, you press this button and literally they're just super stuck until you depress the button and it's free.
So this is a 130-liter fridge, which is awesome, and it has a swing door so it feels just like a real fridge in your own house. And we've been able to fit 5 days worth of food in this thing. It also locks, so it's not going to come open. You have to push this button to get it open. Storage is a very important part about living in a van, so we've tried to utilize every space we could. Under here, we have a lot of storage. We have a built-in shelf, and we can fit in our blender, our electric tea kettle, our coffee, French press, and a bunch of soap and cleaning products. So you may notice that while storage is very important, we do not have upper cabinets up here, and that is for a very important reason. One, it looks better. We love having the open concept up here. It feels so open and spacious. But another very important reason is for safety. It is much safer to drive without a bunch of weight up at the top of the van. So one of the biggest problems of van life is controlling the heat. So to help control that, we have installed 2 different things. One is this 12-volt Fresair system. So this is an evaporative cooling system which allows it to cool the air up to 40 degrees below the actual outside temperature. The most important thing about this system is that you can use it all day long and it uses less energy than one solar panel produces. Another thing we've done to control the heat is install the ceramic window tint, and that keeps out over 90% of the heat.
So I'm going to take over and talk about the mechanicals that we've installed into the van. The first of which is this diesel heater. It's the planar heater, I think is how you pronounce it, which is fantastic. It actually sips diesel directly out of our diesel tank. It won't sip below 25%, so you'll never run out of diesel. It won't be like a situation where you're like heating the van in the middle of the night and then you can't drive in the morning. But it sips so little diesel that we've run it for, I think, about a week, 10 hours every night, and I didn't even notice the gauge dropping on the tank. So it's very efficient. Very happy with how that turned out. All right, so next up we're going to talk about the electrical system, which is located underneath these cushions. So this is not something that you access on a daily basis, or need to at all, but everything is, oh, kind of dirty. Un momento. So this is our electrical cabinet. We have 3 100 amp hour lithium ion batteries from Battleborn, which are fantastic. We have a 3000 watt Victron inverter and a whole bunch of cool fuses and whatnot. We have DC to DC alternator charger. We have 400 watts of solar charging on the roof. And honestly, just on solar alone, we've been able to run the last month without plugging in at all. So all of this was my first time wiring up all of this, and that was only possible because we partnered up with AM Solar, who provided us with the kit, and they have just fantastic customer service. We have a whole video on how we did the electrical grid. If you are wiring up your own van, highly recommend contacting AM Solar.
So I'm not as nerdy about that stuff as Bradey is, but what I do appreciate is that we can use the blender several times a day to make smoothies. We can heat up water for coffee as much as we want, and we can use our electric cooktop whenever we need to, all without worrying about running out of power.
All right, so up here is the brains of the entire operation. This is where our inverter switch is located, all of the gauges, the battery monitors, our Victron charge controller, the WeBoost signal boost, which helps us get about 2 to 3 bars extra when we're out in the middle of nowhere of signal. And then all of these fancy switches. There's a lot of electronic ball valves throughout the van, especially for the recirculating shower. So when you want to fill the shower, you press this button right here and you can watch the gauge go up in water, which we don't need any water in there. When you want to back flush the system, you press this button to clean it. I really should label all of these. When you want to empty your gray water, all you have to do is press this button. Is it leaking?
It's leaking! Just like last time!
So to make it easy to empty the gray water tank, all you do is press this button right here, and then a valve opens up, and as the kids say, it pees out the water. And then our Fresair system works off of water, so if you need to refill that tank, you just press that button and a ball valve opens up and refills that tank. So there's a lot going on up here. I've been reworking it as we need to install this little button for the fan, but I'm pretty proud of this. It was a huge learning curve, and very pleased with how everything's been working. So in addition to the Fresair system in the back, we also have a MaxxAir fan up here. We actually have 2 MaxxAir fans. The standard MaxxAir, which I forget what it's called, Deluxe or whatever. And then we have a 6-inch round MaxxAir fan in the shower, which is great when you're taking a shower. You turn that on, it sucks the moisture out of the van, which is crucial. So those 2 fans have been really nice.
So it's obviously important that we have a place for the girls to sit and ride while we're driving around. So we have this awesome seat that folds up to have space out of the way when we're not driving. But when we are driving, all we have to do there's French fry crumbs. So this is a legal seat with 2 seat belts that works perfectly for the girls.
So then moving on to the bunk bed system, that seat when flipped up is actually part of that support. And then I made a custom cot system out of 80/20. You just kind of pull this guy out and drop this into place, like so. Takes about 10 seconds to set up. And then this is where Alexa sleeps.
Where does Chloe sleep?
Chloe sleeps on the floor.
Poor Chloe.
No, we have a nice inflatable mattress that we use for Chloe, and then she sleeps either this way or long ways on the floor.
She's very comfortable down there.
It's super comfortable. I mean, an adult could sleep down there for sure. So then because this is all made out of 80/20 aluminum, it's super sturdy. It's not just for kids. Like, it holds me just fine. I would say, I would probably rate it at about 250 pounds, which is the rating of the fabric. The metal is super strong. And then it's just really nice that they can sleep in the front of the cabin, and we can kind of hang out in the back area if we're not ready to go to bed. The only other option is to like put the kids directly above you, bunk bed style, which is like super claustrophobic and goes against everything that we were trying to design in this van. We wanted to feel very comfortable and spacious, and the thought of not being able to sit up in bed because children above you are sleeping just didn't sound very fun. So this is what we came up with.
So another very special element that we have in the van that makes it feel more like a home is that we've used this fossilized bamboo flooring.
I didn't do anything.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
What'd you do?
Nothing.
And this flooring is awesome because it does not shrink or contract. It does not expand or contract. We've had it in below freezing weather, and we've had it in above 90-degree weather, and we have not had any issues with this floor. It's been awesome. Moving up to the front, we have installed a header shelf for a lot of storage up here above the cab. We also have the secondary net storage that you can fit a lot of things in here as well. We love to put our window coverings in here, just throw in a little things here and there that need to be out of your way. So for our window coverings, we use these from Adventure Van Company, and these are awesome because they are actually insulated. A lot of the window coverings that we were looking at were not insulated, and these are, which is an amazing thing to have in the van. These are magnetic, which makes them super easy to install. Did that look easy? Usually Brady does this. So Alexa came up with this great idea to have a toy box underneath this seat.
What do you think we should do with that box?
Guys, let's make it a toy box. It's laying on my elbow.
You think that should be a toy box?
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
There is tons of storage under here. Brady built this nice magnetic door, so it just clicks right back on.
All right, so speaking of this front passenger seat, we made it swivel, which, to be honest, I wish we would have gone with a different brand. Not the best, most convenient one, but they're really expensive, so I don't want to spend $600 on a swivel seat. So
it does technically swivel.
It sticks a little bit, but you do kind of have to just fight it around. But it is nice to be able to switch it around and sit this way, although we never really have done that. Like, we don't take advantage of that enough. But we installed it.
So this is the front cabin. There are seats. There's a steering wheel. I've only driven the van once. I don't really know how it all works. There's nothing too special about it. We do have some charging situations, so we can charge the phone and Kindles so the girls don't ever, you know, run out of activities. Nothing too special, but it does its job.
So we've also upgraded the suspension. Literally 2 days ago, we had a custom leaf suspension put in. We've also added Bilstein B4 struts in the front and Bilstein B6 shocks in the back, which have made a tremendous difference in how it handles. So as part of the recirculating shower system design, we have these whole house water filters. This is what the water is filtered through with every pass. There's another filter closer up front for a total of 3 stages of filtration. So there is some maintenance to a recirculating shower system. I would say about once a month, these filters need to be taken out and cleaned. And the reason I put them on drawer slides is so that you can take them out. It spills a little bit of water, that way you're not getting into the van. And I didn't want anything underneath the van. I see a lot of other designs where the water's underneath the van, and that makes it so you can't drive in freezing temperatures. So this all of our plumbing is self-contained inside the vehicle so that we can go in freezing temperatures without breaking anything. So also speaking about plumbing, we have a 33-gallon water tank for a fresh gallon. And then our gray water is a 5-gallon tank. We can empty it frequently whenever we need to with just that push of a button. And I think we mentioned the shower tank is a 5-gallon.
So with living in such a small space, it's important to bring our living area outside of it. So we have these awesome chairs from Click that are really easy to set up. They take up hardly any space, and then we can take our space outside and enjoy the view. So for a while we carried full-size camping chairs with us, and they were such a pain. They took up so much space. We were always tripping over them, and we ended up just throwing them in the dumpster. We are so happy to finally have these Click chairs because they take up hardly any space at all, and they're so easy and convenient to set up.
So these things unfold really fast and easy, and then all you have to do is extend out these poles and you're good to go.
So one thing that I was really surprised by is the build quality of these. They are so sturdy and comfortable.
So thank you so much to Click for letting us try these out. If this is something that you guys are looking for yourself, we do recommend them, and there is a link in the description below.
Well, my favorite thing about the van is that it takes us to some incredible places. There are places that we would never have seen or experienced without living in the van. We have gone on some incredible journeys and stayed in some crazy places with this van, and that is something that we will cherish forever.
All right, I think we should explain why is it that we are being so crazy and selling the van.
So we have loved our time in the van, but it is time for us to move on into international travel.
Finally.
And yay! So we have a few more van life videos coming up, but then we are headed to Isla Mujeres, Mexico to start our international adventure.
So let's back up a little bit, because this was actually the original plan. When COVID hit, we were just kind of twiddling our thumbs and decided to take on this as our family project, and we've loved it. It definitely took us a lot longer to get out and start exploring than we expected, but the plan all along was to use it until international travel started opening back up again. So that is slowly happening, and we are so excited to get back out. We are starting in Mexico, very much looking forward to Asia opening back up. We're not sure where we're going after that. But for us, it is unfortunately a choice. We would love to keep the van forever and have it be our home when we're back in the States and to travel that way. But financially, it's one or the other. We can't keep the van and travel internationally. So we all sat down and decided that we unfortunately would like to move on. If we could keep it, we would. It frankly is overbuilt. Like, we built this to last forever, but I think that unless something changes, it would be nice to hold on to it. But we're at least going to go down the path of trying to sell it to see how that goes.
Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you guys love the van as much as we do, and we'll see you next time. Chloe, can you take this purple and put it back in the garage?
I will put it where I want to put it.
Oh, okay.
Do I want it right here? No, it's the good. I want to get out. There.
Excuse me, Chloe.
Hey, where I can go.
Come through yet? Perfect!
Good job, Chloe.
Thank you, buddy.
What are you trying to do, baby?
Wicked?
Okay, now can I come back through again?
It can be like this, and this can be a set door.
Thank
So
you.
this can set when no one wants to come in, and this can open like this. So Daddy, we're gonna try. You have to ask for wait when you come in. Come in here and say it for wait and see the secret password.
Okay. Can I come through, please?
No.
What? But I even said please.
Well, can I come in, please?
Can I come in, please?
And then you say a secret password. That's the secret password.
Chicken fingers?
No, it starts with open.
Open sesame? Whoa.
What's this?